Good afternoon, friends. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. Welcome to the Playhouse. I wanted to share with you today a passage from a book called The Sense of Wonder. This is words written by Rachel Carson. I may have read this before, but it's worth repeating. Rachel Carson was a scientist, and she was the one that was successful through her research and her diligent work with the government, getting the chemical DDT banned in the United States. So she did some very significant work that benefited the population of our country. And for many other places, unfortunately, DDT has not been banned. But anyway, I'm going to move on with this. This is a beautiful passage that comes from this book called The Sense of Wonder. For most of us, knowledge of our world comes largely through sight. Yet we look about with such unseeing eyes that we are partially blind. One way to open your eyes to unnoticed beauty is to ask yourself, what if I had never seen this before? What if I knew I would never see it again? I remember a summer night when such a thought came to me strongly. It was a clear night without a moon. With a friend, I went out on a flat headland that is almost a tiny island, being all but surrounded by the waters of the bay. There, the horizons are remote and distant rims on the edge of space. We lay and looked up at the sky and millions of stars that blazed in the darkness. That night was so still that we could hear the buoy on the ledges out beyond the mouth of the bay. Once or twice, a word spoken by someone on the far shore was carried across on a clear air. A few lights burned in cottages. Otherwise, there was no reminder of human life. My companion and I were alone with the stars. I have never seen them more beautiful. The misty river of the Milky Way flowing across the sky, the patterns of the constellations standing out bright and clear, a blazing planet low on the horizon. Once or twice a meteor burned its way into the Earth's atmosphere. It occurred to me that if this were a sight that could be seen once only in a century, or even once in a human generation, this little headland would be thronged with spectators. But it can be seen many scores of nights in any year, and so the lights burned in the cottages, and the inhabitants probably gave not a thought to the beauty overhead. And because they could see it almost any night, perhaps they will never see it again. An experience like that, when one's thoughts are released to roam through the lonely spaces of the universe, can be shared with a child even if you don't know the name of a single star. You can still drink in the beauty and think and wonder at the meaning of what you see. So that comes from page 67 to 69 in the book, The Sense of Wonder. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you soon, friends.